How are you doing and how have you been? My name's Tazastical. This is Perkins. Let's get to it. So the first problem that we're going to address. So what we're going to do for this episode is get the rec room sorted and stuff like that. Try and get a few more statues up so we can really obviously bump up people's moods. Because while Perkins is pretty sky high and loving life, although a lot of that has got to do with she just had a breakdown, Lewis is a bit more boo-hoo-ish. So we need to make sure we make amends for that. Let's turn a few things off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get our girl Perkins. We're going to alter the bug food. Now, we're running out of food drastically. And these bugs have been relatively okay with us. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure how. I'm not sure how why. But they are. So we're going to send Perkins over there just because she is in the better mood to come get some human meat. So for the first half of this episode, we're just going to be cleaning up the base, that sort of stuff, you know, the really fun stuff. And then, oh, we got Tiffy up here. In any other situation, you wouldn't actually be a terrible colonist. So we have got human meat. The problem is we're going to be wasting... Look, why are they so okay with that? Strange. Okay, so now this body up here. So Lewis, what is your walk speed? 100%. So Lewis is going to come... No, not consume. You can haul that one. There we go, there we go. A bit of teamwork from the crew, that's what we want. Obviously, we want the human bodies near the bugs as quick as possible. Because we don't want the bugs to really eat them. Okay, then I'm going to keep Perkins in this bit. Because I don't want to keep going over there. It's a long way to go over there. And what we want to do is avoid breakdowns and injuries, stuff like that. Because if breaches happen, we're going to have a bad time. If breaches do happen, not really sure what we're going to do in our current situation. At the end of the day, we're going to get them at some point. Right, Lewis, stay in the zone, please. It's going to be a case of trying to lure the breaches around here. Equally, obviously, if they come this side, we're absolutely fine, but they've got so many, like, sources. Like, if they come this way, we can wake up the mechanoids, potentially. Has this got a... No, we'd have to shoot it manually to turn it on. The problem is this would then assemble more mechanoids, which would be a slight frustration. And this is still blocking sun and stuff, but because we're not using solar panel, it's not having a massive impact on us at the moment. There we go. Rec room is nearly done. Perkins is then going to be swapped to bug food. And then she's going to come over here and grab another grab another human. Then he said frog because I clicked on it and the name frog came up and I was just like, I was derailed. I'm going to claim some of these urns. Just because I'm ultra curious if raiders will come over here because they're claimed. I don't think it'll work like that, but for science, we'll do it, party people. All right, what's Lewis doing? Right, cleaning is not getting done at the moment. So I'm going to put Lewis's clean at 1, haul at 2. Just because the time that it's going to take me to manually keep telling them to clean. Right, we're going to haul that body and then that should be the last one. Hopefully the bugs will let us do it. And then we've pretty much then just got to wait for a raid. Okay, some bugs were mad at Perkins then, but not all of them. She might get caught here. No, they're de-aggroed. But only a few were mad at her. So it seems like... Let's do a planning thing. Can't remember specifically where the body is. But it looked like... So was that... Does that mean it's like 9 squares away or 10 squares away? Then they're aggro? Is that how it works? Because that's when they started getting angry. Because they haven't got angry when we were picking up some of the others. So I might leave that there in case we do anything funky-dunky in future. We can remind ourselves that 10 squares away from a hive... You can take it from 10 squares from a bug, but I'm not sure because we walk past bugs up here all the time and they don't care. So I imagine their aggro must be because of the hive itself. So we'll keep that in mind just in case loads of bodies are around here, then we know which ones to pick up. Okay, don't get yourself burnt or anything. Luckily, Lewis did that quite well. Right, let's haul that. I want to keep Perkins and you both in the sort of safe. And okay, strong start to the episode. We've got food. So at least we don't have to worry about that for the rest of the episode. We will have to worry about it at the beginning of next episode if it doesn't get sorted. Now is going to be the stuff around camp that needs doing. So priority number 1 is going to be comm system. Okay, we ain't got the luxury of being able to worry about where it goes. However, we still have obviously all these body parts that we need to be selling. And the chances of traders coming in is going to be slim to none anyway because the amount of risks they have. One, when coming on, they're going to keep dying. We need the human meat anyway. We're a comm system. They're going to be able to trade a lot more with us. I don't know. It might be like an exotic goods trader that we might even need for the comm system, but we're going to have to sort of judge that as and when it comes, to be honest. Might reinstall that here. Right, power's going off quite a bit. Right, so we can turn that lamp off. If this room was done better. Problem is we need to split off these rooms because especially in like cold temperatures it gets so cold. I think the high-tech research bench is obviously going to be taking a lot of it. So why don't we turn that off for the time being because like we said for the first half of the episode we're not going to be doing much. Then we can turn the smelter back on. Right, comm system is up, which is brilliant. What we do need then is an orbital trade beacon. Like, we're rocking on a rolling party, people. It has to be said. Okay, we have got a Scourge cluster. It's a big cluster and it doesn't give us too much, so no thank you. I tell you what, clusters... Let me have a look at this again. Doesn't have a mortar. Because clusters and stuff could be our friends. In the sense of they're going to protect us from big raids. And we're going to, obviously with 2 people, we're going to struggle. We don't have the ability to do like armor, any sexy stuff at the moment. Or any armor that's going to make a difference, I should say. Okay. Just sort of watching what they're doing. So how are we doing for like cleanliness around? We're not doing too bad. We're not doing too bad. Okay, 2 more sculptures are queued up. They are being made out of limestone. Okay. So Lewis is a busy bee. We're hauling in some stone blocks, which is fine. How much steel have we got? 19. So we probably want a little bit of steel. We're trying to be a little bit more productive this episode in the sense of making people happy, gathering resources. We've got some steel over there. So let's add this bit to our zone. Is there any other... There must be like a... I want a steel source that's like really, really close. 36 components, so we're getting a bit slow on there. Some more steel up there. So I'll add that to the zone. There's some gold up there. Which I don't really want to mine at the moment. I think up here is going to be the best source of steel, so we're going to queue up some of that. Probably quite a lot. Will Lewis help with mining as well? No. Okay, that's fine. Perkins does love it, double passion, so it's not the worst thing. She should do it quite quickly. But then if we can gather steel, then that's another, you know, ace up our sleeve, so to speak. I do want to get back onto research really, really quickly, though. Unless we go into plate armor. The problem is how cold it is. Even incendiary launchers aren't going to be the be-all and end-all in this playthrough. Can you burn snow? Well, you can, but can snow set on fire? I suppose it can. It must just have a limited time, like... God, these are the questions that I shouldn't be asking while I'm recording. They make me sound... As intelligent as I am, party people, I'm going to have a coffee and stop myself from saying some amazingly dumb things. But I mean, like, compacted snow you can make... Like, don't worry. I wish you just wouldn't care about that bug, to be honest. Right, I'm going to get you to mine a few things. Your mood is really good. Lewis, what are you doing? Come haul this steel. Just want a load back at base, just so we don't have to worry. Just in a pinch, you know, we've all got it. It's no bother. Because we don't want all our traps to be down and stuff like that, and then be like, oh my god, we have no steel. And especially if we're under the cosh, under attack. We could try and tame it. No. Imagine. The bugs are our babies. It's going to be an exciting time when a trade ship comes, I'll tell you that. Medicine-wise, we're at 9 glitter word medicine, so we still got quite a bit. But we need cloth, we need lots of things. When trade ship comes, it's going to be a little bit skew-iffed where I might have to, like, do a bit of pausing when trade ship comes. And what I mean by that is so then I can, like, right, we want a poker table, so we need this much cloth and that much. So I might just write that down. But I'll obviously tell you guys as we're doing it. But we're going to have to be really precise because obviously we don't have the room to just store everything. So we're going to have to be quite specific in what we want. And we have all the parkers to sell as well, we have to remember. So on top of the body parts, we have face parkers, you know. Parkers with people's faces on. You know, so... And it's quite... That's cool. I giggle like a little kid when I've got like a joke. So we've got face parkers. That's a coincidence because we're not doing face-to-face trading. Yeah. Yeah. You know, if you find these puns punishing, it's your own fault. I've got a tomato pun that I'm waiting for, but there's no really way to introduce that. I told it to my daughter the other day and she thinks I'm hysterical. She thinks I'm a stand-up comedian. She wouldn't eat her tomato and I just looked at her like straight face. I wish I had sunglasses on to like take off at the same time. And she was upset. She looked at me and I went, "What's the matter with you?" And I'll tell you what, she loves that. She went to school. "What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you?" So, I know what you're thinking. The comedy career hasn't kicked off yet. I don't know why either. Underrated. That's what I call it. Right. We're just... Oh, there's another bit of steel down here. We are quite close to the mech cluster. If they turn on, though, that might be a little bit of a... scary moment. But we're having a chance to haul blocks, which is what it is. If we have to stay inside the base, at least we've got them. Some more components down here, but on 36 components, we're not shooting through them mega quick. We're about to hit halfway through the episode, and then we will be jumping back on research. Compacted steel. Okay. Oh, some more steel. This is silver. Okay, we need to make an effort to mine that at some point. Sooner rather than later, I suppose. Like, this silver, that can go outside and save us a bit of space as well, though, to be fair. Feels weird leaving your pile of gold outside, but it doesn't deteriorate. Plus steel, that can go outside. No real reason we're doing this, just to save a bit of space. We want to, like... We're trying to stockpile as many things as possible to smelt, to make the most out of it. It's not the most efficient stuff. For stuff that's tainted, we're just getting rid of it in our great little dumping stockpile. But stuff where we can get a little bit of resources from, because we're so resource sparse in the snowy areas, you know, we need to be a little bit more careful with how we use them. In other words, not trying to waste them. You know, as much as possible. But at the same time, we don't want to spend all our time doing smelting and stuff. Okay, we can't do this anyway because we don't have a free bedroom, which is sad. I don't know if we would do it anyway. Okay, a bug died here. I don't think we particularly want to touch it. At 500 steel, that'll probably do us for a while, so I'll turn all that off. Oh, I thought we'd been forced into pause speed 1 then, and I panicked. No, it's just watching the speed of our colonists. Right, let's get back onto research. That's the important thing. So, I feel like we have to go to geothermal powering, as much as I really want some decent weapons. Let's go geothermal power. Let's get back onto that. So hopefully then Perkins can rock that. Yeah, the only thing she'll do over that is construct and mine. And grow and plant cut, but we're not doing any of that. Which is fair enough. If I want you to build something, you'll go do it. And then Lewis is basically doing the dirty work. He is a sip for Perkins. He likes it. Perkins is doing all the hauling, that sort of stuff. Cool. Weapon-wise... Right, Lewis hasn't equipped anything, so let's just make sure he's got a bolt-action rifle. Just in case. Look, that's how much of a sip he is. Perkins throws up on the floor and he's there with a feather duster cleaning it. Right, there we go. Back on research. Loving it. We've still got Lewis... hauling chunks, but there's not too... We could probably not bother about them. They're a bit far away. They'll probably do us for the time being. We don't need to worry too much more about it anymore. We've got a nice array of chunks. That's not too bad. I'm just watching the batteries as well. Okay, there is refining to be done. I might micromanage Lewis a little bit tomorrow. Mainly just to get him smelting, so then we can turn this off, just to save the electric, because obviously the high-tech research bench is going to take quite a lot, and our wind turbines are very sporadic with how much power they're bringing in. An eclipse luckily doesn't affect us because we don't have solar power. Food is obviously always on my mind. I'm always watching it. Always making me nervous, even when I'm not talking about it. I'm just looking over like, oh, damn. Lewis is looking tasty. And that's again another reason why I know you guys want me to take in more colonists, and I do totally agree for numerous reasons. At the same time, we understand the food problems that we're having. And it's sort of awkward one to control it as well. Because the problem is especially because they're cannibals, and that is the playthrough that we're doing, so we're sort of leaning into that, you know, other food is disgusting. Sort of like... So when I play Rimworld, I like sort of, not role-playing in the sense of like, when Perkins and Lewis sit down for dinner, I role-play the conversations that they're having, but if I play a cannibal series, I like to be... I like to play into that. So I'm like, as Perkins, that's why we're like, oh, we're making human leather stuff and they've got faces and that's our business and Lewis is a slave. So the idea of not eating human meat, we're like, no, we can't do that, and we avoid it at all times. Obviously, the odd snow hair comes into that, but do you get what I'm saying? So don't think I'm not listening to you party people. It's just I'm trying to be... I don't like cheesing the game and stuff like that, in my personal opinion. I'm not saying like not eating cannibal is, but I just like that roleplay. We have to eat humans and stuff like that. Saying that, we haven't had a human attack in a long time. I was hoping to have a few little human attacks and get like a trader come in where we could sell all our body parts, but apparently I asked for too much. Right, can I get rid of... I don't want chunks in this one. I just want our resources, because none of this degenerates. Because you can see if like an item generates, because it has like hit points. I click on all this and it doesn't, so we can just leave it outside. It's not too much of a big deal. It creates a problem if we get breached. They come in here and nick all our stuff and run away, but that's future Tazastical's problem. Future Perkins' problem. Right, Lewis is making blocks because he's a champ. To be fair, we shouldn't have that many blocks to actually make. Right, let's lower this down. I think I lose the plot sometimes and ask a bit too much. What have I got on this one? 250, 125. So I'll go in here. Yeah, 250, 125. Let's not go crazy, like. Perkins back on the research. What is your research stuff anyway, Perkins? 16. Okay. Sadly, you don't have a double passion for it, but beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Lewis, how are your skills coming along? You don't get any crafting stuff for blocks, do you? Okay, okay. Double passion for plants, so we don't have any. Brilliant. Food is hitting an all-time low. If I knew a song, I'd sing it. Raise morale, as I do. Right, as I have a little bit of coffee, just so I can have a bit of caffeine. I did say I was going to micromanage Lewis and totally forgot about it. Yeah, Perkins has nothing to do now. How far are we away from geothermal power? I mean, we're getting there. Okay, so now I'm going to pause. No. Right. Turn that off for the moment. Lewis, can you refine at the smelter, get all that done, so then I can turn this off? Because then we can get on top of it. Right, that's it. All done. So let's turn that bad boy off. Turn that bad boy back on. Have we got anything to do at the tailor bench? No, we're all done at the tailor bench. We've just got shred mechanoids at the machining bench. Got way too many lights, but... Are you worrying about the food? I am. It's a polar bear. Like, it's an incredibly interesting proposition with two people with bolt action rifles. Oh, turns out the buggers are mad at us. It's the nice thing about them being so far away, I can't see their constant, like, aggro towards us. It's because I imagine the temperatures are starting to get cold. So we can see a lot of their babies. Or, you know, the babies. I don't think it kills them. But I think then they can die of starvation. So the only reason why that's slightly good, I suppose, is at least it's going to thin the herd. I don't really know if you can thin this herd. And the only good thing, because I know a couple of you were worried about having too many bugs and the computer struggling. I did upgrade my computer. I believe before this season started, or this series started. So Fingers crossed it shouldn't have any problems with like lag and stuff like that. Perkins is bored again. Power problems. Royal Tribute Collector. Please go into the bugs. Please go into the bugs. How boring. How boring. Okay. Go up, go up, go up. We need food. We're going to have to eat that bug. I mean, what else do we do? Eat the bug or starve. There's a horse over that, so we could go get the horse. Yeah, Perkins is going to go get the horse. We'll get less negatives because we should still get hate. Yeah, we despise insect meat, so we really need to avoid that as much as possible. He's oh, he is cooking it up. I suppose we don't really have a choice. Let him eat that. It will take the negative, but we don't have a choice in our situation. Trade with these. I'm pretty sure we can only give them tribute. But I thought it's always worth checking so we can gift them things. Hopefully Perkins gets back in time. Right, there's another bug over here. How hurt is this polar bear? Okay, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Right, we're going to start to hit, like, breakdown territory. If food doesn't get a bit better. It's a bit embarrassing that our guests then start eating, like, fully fledged meals at our tables, but please leave where the bugs are. Look, you can see they're aggro. They just get constant aggro when they get down and whatnot. So it's like in the past I've had a base that was like here next to them and, you know, they just get into you constantly, but their aggro just about dies out before they get to us over here, so it's handy. Like I said, the problem comes in if a hive goes down because the bugs then will just go at you, like, constantly. Right, we've got a few meals through the horse, so at least that's, like, tiding us over until next episode, but it's going to start to get, obviously, more and more desperate. We're probably going to have to go hunt this polar bear. Surprised that polar bear didn't hunt us when we nicked that bug. Now, this is just pure survival. Right, they're leaving. Sadly, not towards the bugs. But it is what it is. We can't really take them on with the weaponry they have. Alright, we're going to draft you two. We're going to go take out that polar bear. The polar bear's a little bit injured. Nothing too cray-cray, but it's bleeding. Movement speed is down and stuff like that. So this might be our best chance to actually try and take it out. We've got 2 bolt-action rifles. We've got Perkins on a 9 shooting. Lewis only on a 3. Don't really want to get into melee yet without armor and stuff, just because. Right, we've got the range, so let's make use of the range. The murderous Megasloths. I mean, I will accept that, but I want to hunt the polar bear first. Because at the end of the day, we're stuck in our base without food anyway. Like, having some man-eater packs, it's not really going to do anything. Anyway, let's see how this goes. We need some hits, obviously, sooner rather than later. There we go. We did get a hit, so polar bear revenge. We can run it back onto the traps. Saying that, we look like we're hitting it. Death in 9 hours. There we go. Death in 5 hours. Come on, boys and girls. Run, 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 run. Death in 3 hours. Right, there we go. It's down. So let's just shoot it, just in case it gets back up. Could probably just melee it, I suppose. There we go. Lovely. A bit of polar bear to eat. So we're going to haul that in. Then we're going to go to schedules. We're going to do this one, and then we'll make sure this zone is correct. We look good. And I'm going to tell them both to stay inside. Saying that I need to tell... You need to... No. Lewis. Haul that polar bear first, my man. Okay. Because then we've got a little bit of food. And then we can accept this quest. I believe we'll do it for some advanced components. It's only one. That's the problem. It's like, what else do I want? Skull cap? I mean, we don't have any psychic abilities at the moment. Like, for down the line, it would work. But 3+ honor isn't great, though. Double sandstone bed, great work. No, you do. No, I think this is just the leader stuff. Okay. Yeah, we'll accept it for one advanced component. Accept with Perky, and we get a bit of honor. Yeah, okay. Except with Perkins. I mean, we're hiding inside anyway. And why I like the Manhunter pack as well is because if humans attack us, then they're there to go eat them. So it's sort of a win-win situation for us. And it's just like a reward for old rope in the sense of it's just an easy quest to just achieve. There we go. And these are big boys. Don't think the cold will affect them, not even in the slightest. But if one dies, that would be very, very nice. If you got to this part of the video, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment. I'll catch you next time, party people. Bye.